Hello everyone and welcome to arguably the finale of this road trip journey that we went on, the something different that we talked about. Now the funny thing is that was, we started a month ago, 2 days from now.
Yeah.
And this is not going out for quite a while.
Yeah. We've been back for a while. Well, by the time you're seeing this, we'll have been back for, a while.
A while. But I wanted to do kind of a haul, and if I've timed this correctly, this is going to be around Christmas time, so it'll kind of be like Christmas presents.
Woo-hoo!
Yay!
Don't
just
pay attention to any Christmas decorations.
Yeah, the lack of
Yeah, that's not the time of year. It is.
But figured we would go through some of the souvenirs and all sorts of other stuff that we got.
We picked up things along the way.
Yeah. Do we have any of this in any sort of order, or are we just going to kind of go?
I think we're going to go through and just figure out
where. Okay, yeah. All right. So what do you want to start with?
Let's start with this one here. So while we were, oh wait, this is not what I thought it was. Okay, so while we were in North Carolina. Okay, we went to. You saw the bookstore that we went to. So while we were there and wandering around, we wanted to get something to commemorate that, and Paul is always looking for something fun to do to engage you guys, and so we bought a puzzle at it's Alice in Wonderland, and it says Curiouser and Curiouser jigsaw puzzle. So there's all kinds of allusion to Alice in Wonderland, and it's got like all little vignettes of the story on there, and the pieces are not really huge. They are quite tiny, actually.
It also includes a fold-out poster.
Oh, cool. So that was one of the things that I think that's the only thing we got at the bookstore.
That is the only thing we got at the bookstore this time. Last time we were there, we did get more. But that's also something that we could easily do and perhaps turn into a video for you guys, or maybe do like on a live stream or something like that. So if that's something you might be interested in.
By the time you see this, that may already be a live stream. Right?
It's very possible.
Because depending on how that goes. One of the other things, so when we were in
South Carolina.
No.
Yes.
Was it South Carolina?
We were in Georgia.
Yeah.
At this
point,
we
were in Georgia, and I went to a craft store because.
So this was, if you watched the video, we went to. It was our first full day there in Georgia. We woke up very late. We went to breakfast at about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, give or take, and there was a certain point where I'm in the car giving my review of the place we went for breakfast, and I said Mom and Tommy were in like a craft store sort of thing, so that's where this was picked up.
So this is a little foam craft that I got, and it's like little farm animals and a 3D pumpkin, and it's a little craft that you can make. Again,
that very well might be out on the channel.
Probably. Because it's very fall, and so that was one of the things that I got there. And then there is another one that I got. Let's see if I can figure out where it is. We'll get to it. So what else do we got here? Oh, yeah. Because we went to Mystic Falls, and we have all the vampire things and all the whatnots. I went to everyone's favorite not dollar store, and I picked up some syringes and blood bags to see if we could do a craft, or also because go to the,
I know.
So go get it.
I will.
And so I picked up some syringes and blood bags because I thought that would be something fun to do.
And so speaking of, you're going to see a cut right here because I'm going to go get something, and I'll explain in just a moment. Okay, so in Georgia, on our last, I believe it was our last full day. No, it wasn't our last full day. It was our last day. We went to the visitor center, and then we went into like the downtown town square area where the clock tower was and the Mystic Grill, and we went to have lunch at the Mystic Grill. And underneath there is a gift shop, basically. Most everything is Vampire Diaries related. There's occasionally some other stuff.
Did you do some video in the back room there?
I did. There's all sorts of video there. So if you know the video I'm talking about. In addition to some of the stuff that we'll get to in a moment, one of the things that we got was a blood bag. And it even has like the thing coming off of it and whatever. And it is refrigerated, so I am going to put it back in just a moment once we finish talking about the stuff that came from, it's called The Alley. And so once we talk about that, I'm gonna
because it's really cool, because when you go there, you did video, right? So you go down the stairs.
I don't know if I got video of that particular
we
part.
went around the other side,
but if you know the Vampire Diaries show, there's a lot that happens in the stairwell outside and down from the Mystic Grill. It's literally there. And so I was saying how I had seen people the last time we were there, as well as this time, walking around with these blood bags. There's actually certain stores have signs, certain Vampire Diaries related stores have signs that say, please, no blood bags in the, like whatever. Some of them because they sell them, and some of them just because they don't want anything to potentially get onto their merchandise, and I can totally understand that. But it's really funny to just see signs that's like, please, no blood bags or whatever. And so people are just, because there's like a straw, and so people would just be walking around, and I remember saying like, oh, that would be so cool to like have and whatever. And we were talking, and I had said like, oh yeah, maybe. I'm like, but I don't know and whatever. And Mom had said something, and the girl behind the counter goes, it's just Hawaiian Punch. Like, and I thought that was the funniest
thing. And so
thing.
when I went to the Dollar Tree, I got the blood bags and syringes, because I thought that would be something.
We could just do that in general. Fun. Yes.
Other stuff. Because here's a quick little craft thing for you. So if you take the little blood bags, they have a very cheesy looking logo on them that says Vampire Blood. If you take nail polish remover, it will remove the lettering on the outside, and then just wipe it well with a
so it'll just say blood,
or just remove it completely. But that way, it doesn't look as cartoony. Mm-hmm. You could print your own, because these have printed stickers on them that say whatever blood type it is or whatever. You could print your own stickers, and it would be something cute for a party. Yep. That you could do. I've seen where they use syringes in your drinks. You can add like grenadine or whatever to add the red color to your drink. Yep. In the syringe, and then you could have your blood bags with your juices for the kids. Give the kids juice bags.
So I'm gonna go put this back in the fridge. You're gonna see another cut here, and then we're gonna also talk about some of the other stuff that we got from the alley just outside of the Mystic Grill. So one of the things I had said that I wanted, I had actually like months ago from this recording, which is months from when you're seeing this, months before that, there was, because I like, a lot of you know, I like behind the scenes stuff, obviously, because I went to filming locations for various shows. And I like a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I like stories of how some of my favorite art is made, be it television shows or music or movies or even just, regular art pieces. I love the behind the scenes and how was that done sort of thing. And so there's various books and things on Lost, on Buffy, Grey's Anatomy, and I own some of them. And so someone wrote, it's actually Samantha Highfill wrote, I Was Feeling Epic, which is an oral history of the Vampire Diaries, interviews with the cast, the creative folks, all sorts of people. Actually, it literally, the quote on the cover is, "The perfect deep dive. If you love this show, you'll love this book," by Ian Somerhalder, who played Damon Salvatore. And so I had been wanting this book for a long time, and they had it. And so we figured, why not get the book, and why not support a local thing
the local store and all the other things.
And I want to take this moment before we go on to the next thing to say that in the time since we got back versus when we're recording this, so I'd say about 2 weeks or so, and again about a little just shy of a month since we went on this trip, I have finally, after how many years, I finally got Ruth to start watching The Vampire Diaries. We are still only in season 1, so please, she obviously, by being there and seeing things and hearing me talk about it over the years, she does unfortunately know some spoilers, which is one of the reasons we're not like covering it as a podcast or anything like that. But just out of curiosity, I'm not saying, whole, thing. How do we like the show so far?
Well, we're going to have another argument about this because we've done this before, but
I'm not arguing.
I'm not, no, I won't say I'm not a fan. Even as an artist who can create special effects and all the things, I don't like spooky things. I don't mind creating them. I don't like seeing them. I don't like being startled. I'm not a fan of that. And
there are some startling moments.
There are some startling moments in the show, which I don't like jump scares, and there are some elements to the show that I am not a fan of. One of them is, and it just sticks in my head and I can't make it go away, is the sound that the vampires make when they're eating. It's very cartoony, but it's also very creepy because it's
also with the music behind it and everything else.
But that is bad. But then you hear the sound, which is just.
Yep. So it's been a little bit of a struggle to watch the show because, on the one hand, and I don't think I'm speaking out of turn here. On the one hand, I think she's enjoying the, like the teen melodrama sort of thing, because I kind of said that the show. And it's one of the reasons that I started watching the show way back when it originally premiered, was I was a fan, as you may have seen from the other videos, I was a fan of One Tree Hill. And that was, it started out, two brothers who have this similar interest, who might be into the same girl, and the high school drama that surrounds them and whatever. And The Vampire Diaries kind of starts the same way. It's just swap out basketball for like supernatural elements, and it's arguably the same show. Speaking of supernatural, you like the series Supernatural, and so I thought The Vampire Diaries kind of being One Tree Hill meets Supernatural, I thought it would be a very good fit. And I think from the One Tree Hill aspect, meaning the teen melodrama and the who's going to end up with who, and the some of the mysteries of the town and the creatures and the history and all of that. I think you like a lot of that. I like the
story. It's just
a lot of the effects and the noises aren't necessarily there.
Again, I'm not a jump scare person. I like the story for the most part. But I'm one of those people who I will walk out of the room when, I will listen, but I can't watch. So I've done a lot of, not while we're watching this now, but I've done a lot of this when I watch, or I will step out of the room. And then if I step out of the room, he immediately pauses. Because
it's television. There are a lot, and there have been a few things, and I'm not going to say what, but there have been a few things where I'm like, hey, you pay attention to and I know people hate when people do that.
Right, and the problem is I've unfortunately gone to scary movies with people that I know who have done you gotta watch this, and then
to be fair, I know that and I don't do that.
Right.
I do it for actual story material purposes.
But in my head I hear you gotta watch this, and then something gross or scary happens, and I'm like, okay, that was
these years and she still doesn't trust me. But let's get back
back to the things. All right, so we picked up some. What do we got? We picked up some vervain, because you can never be too careful with vampires.
Mm-hmm.
So we each have our own vials of vervain. Although we do a lot of Christmas, and we said this is going to be very close to a Christmas haul by the time we get there.
Mm-hmm.
We, over the years, because unfortunately we spend so much time together, we don't do elaborate Christmas gifts. We do things like this where we take a trip, and that's part of a gift. And so, but I still will buy little things. So you'll put a little clip of that in there. But so he had when he was working at the clothing store. I got him 40 ounce.
I got a Stanley dupe.
Yeah.
And so it's a topper and I'm gonna get a little insert shot here, but it's a top. It has the cast and whatnot on the Stanley Dupe straw topper, and it's in like a kind of a pinkish color, pink being like my favorite color, rose gold type color.
And then this one.
And then this, I believe, so one of the other things that you may or may not know about us is that everywhere that I go, so my birthday is very close to Christmas, and so from the time I was born, one of the things that my parents did was they bought me a Christmas ornament for every year, so that by the time I was an adult and whatever, I would have at least that many years worth of Christmas ornaments. And that's become not only a tradition for you, but I've kind of taken it and done some stuff, and even various friends and things like that. Whenever we're somewhere, I will try to find a Christmas shop. There are, many of my friends will even go and they'll think about it sometimes when I'm not, and they'll go to somebody, retail worker, or they'll even remind me, hey, see if they have a Christmas ornament. I have things from Hawaii. I have things from Michigan. Last time we were there, when we did the southern states, we got keychains because we were doing it was a whole keychain themed year from some other travels that we had done. But this time I wanted to get something that was actually Christmas related. And so I got a thing that says Christmas in Mystic Falls. So,
turned it around.
No, it did. It rotated. But so again, I'll get a little insert of that. So that will be going up on the tree.
Ready?
Next up is, what do we got here?
The paddles.
Oh, so also in Covington, because it's very warm. It's Georgia. As you may have seen in the videos of all the other things that aren't just Vampire Diaries / originals related that was filmed there. And then we saw several murals and things like that. They give out these fans that you could, wave. But on the back, it has television and film credits in Covington / Newton County. So you could see all the various things there that from 1954 all the way up to 2024 to present are filmed there. And so we got 3 fans, one for Mom and Tommy and myself. So that was pretty cool to get.
So this one's all me. So when we were in Georgia, one of the things that we did was I did a lot of I went to a lot of museums and things about Margaret Mitchell and Gone with the Wind. So this was from the library, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this was from the Atlanta Fulton Public Library Foundation. And so they gave us a booklet with all kinds of information about Margaret Mitchell. And so that was kind of neat. And then there were postcards of Margaret Mitchell. Let's see. Oh, and this is the theater from the opening
of the film version of Gone with the Wind.
Her with one of her copies of the book. This is her when she was a little girl with her kitten, and I'm not sure what this is. This was in a Red Cross auction. She presented a gift that she received in Japan, and I'm not sure if you're going to have put copies of the photos up there.
I can.
And then, let's see.
Sorry,
That's
I was
okay.
doing a little peeking because I don't remember all of the things.
And then I picked up some booklets. This one is from Covington, Discover Covington. This is from one of the Gone with the Wind museums, and this one was another Marietta, Georgia, which is where one of the museums was.
Yes, so actually, if you watched the videos on there was 2 museums. There was one which was the Road to Terra Museum, and then there was the one that was the official Gone with the Wind Museum, which had I had talked about the fact that there was a lot of the writings, there was a lot of original costumes, things like that. That's the one that was in Marietta, Georgia. That would be this one here. and that's where the Marietta History Center thing is from as well.
They gave us a little paper, and it's a Gone with the Wind trail, and it tells a couple different places to visit while you're there. So
actually, just for argument's sake, we did go to the Marietta Gone with the Wind Museum. We went to the Road to Terra Museum and the Margaret Mitchell House. We also went to Oakland Cemetery. We went to the Central Library and the Margaret Mitchell Room. We did not go to the Cyclorama and the Georgian Terrace Hotel. I'm sorry about that. This time we did not go to 12 Oaks Bed and Breakfast. However, the last time we did visit the outside of there, because that's actually a filming location from the Vampire Diaries as well.
Which he's going to put a picture here.
So,
of me sitting on the swing outside of 12 Oaks.
Yes, yeah. So that was from when we went 2 years ago. So we didn't do that. That was actually the only Gone with the Wind related thing-ish that we did the first time we were there.
We did go to Jonesboro. That was the train station.
Yeah, that's the Road to Terra Museum. But we didn't go to the Stately Oaks Plantation there. Yes. And in Roswell, we also did not go to the hotels. We did go other places in Roswell. So if you saw the videos, the 1 to 2 main things that we didn't film hanging out with family friends, that's in Roswell. So we didn't go to these other places. So we didn't do all of the things. I'm sorry, but I think we did quite a few, especially in comparison to the last time. I think I made up for not taking her to anything last time. One of the things that I loved and that I wanted to make sure that we did this time, still in Georgia, from the episode Aloha Y'all, was we went to the Truett's Polynesian Chick-fil-A. It's a specialty Chick-fil-A that they have there. And it's funny because whenever I would talk to people both in Georgia and out of Georgia, people would often talk about the Dwarf House, because that's a lot closer to the Atlanta area. And so we had actually visited there very briefly on our first trip down. That wasn't the one that I had wanted to go to. I had wanted to go to the 1950s diner. This is, again, in 2023. I had wanted to go to the 50s diner themed one. I talked about that in the video. Go check that out, where I included some pictures and video and things. And then I later found out about this Polynesian themed one. If any of you know me, you know how much I love Hawaii and things like that. So we went to this one. It's Truett's Luau. And so while I was putting a pin, if you remember the moment where I'm putting the pin in the map to show that from where we're at, someone visited that place, Mom got some postcards from there as well. So we have a couple of postcards that I'm going to include as inserts here as well. So
I love the fact that when he said to me, he said, "Oh, they should have said aloha, y'all." And I said, they did. As soon as we walked through the door, the young man behind the counter, first words he said was, "Aloha, y'all." I was like, okay, that is really funny and pretty cool.
Another Christmas ornament. This one from Conyers. So this one is not Vampire Diaries related. And the funny thing, and I think I mentioned this in 1 or 2 of the videos, whenever you go there, most time, I was wearing Vampire Diaries Universe TV or shirts or whatever. And sometimes people will say things when, "Oh, are you from here?" Like, "Oh, what brings you here?" Whatever. And at a certain point, you just start saying vampire people, because they know, "Oh, did you go to Covington?" "Yes, I did." "Oh, did you go?" Yes. But
because in that area, it's not only the Vampire Diaries, but there's also some Walking Dead.
Oh, yes,
there's
yeah.
Walking Dead and Stranger Things.
Stranger Things as well, yes.
So you could identify the people by what they're wearing
and where they want to go, right, based off of what fandom they're part of. Yeah.
You would hear, "Oh, so you're here and yeah, okay, so we're vampire people. Oh, well, we're Stranger Things," and it's like listening to the conversation, and you could tell what fandom, and some of them crossed over.
Yep.
But there were, it was like, "Oh, we're vampire people. Oh, so are we."
Yep, and so you get to, sort of become friendly like that. And so in one of the towns, which this is Conyers, this was the town from the videos where it was the New Orleans themed, Georgia's French Quarter, as they called it. So there wasn't a whole lot of originals Christmas ornaments, but because we enjoyed the town of Conyers so much, And that's actually where we stayed. Technically, our hotel was in Conyers. It was literally like 5 minutes down the road. So I
Great
wanted
hotel. We're gonna do reviews on all the hotels we stayed at, because most of the places that we stayed were very budget friendly, because I am cheap. And
but so I wanted to get an ornament. I wanted to get an ornament to actually not just fictionalized, TV show love or whatever, just an actual place that we loved from the.
And that was we got that at the
at the visitor center, where from the episode Find the Fake, I believe it was called. I believe I called it.
I'll put that back in there.
Yes. So if you remember that, that's where we got that particular ornament. We had to do a quick cut because we almost forgot two of the coolest things that we got while in Georgia, at least from my opinion. So we mentioned the Truett's Luau Chick-fil-A thing. We sneaky. We asked. It wasn't like a big thing, but we I'm not going to necessarily do an insert of it because of prices and whatnot. But we got a menu. It's a front and back menu, because what I mean by a specialty Chick-fil-A, for those who may or may not know, it's actual sit down. Wait staff comes and gets stuff for you. They have burgers and they have tacos and
fish.
Yeah, they have there was fish, and there was all sorts of there's island breakfast and southern breakfast and sorts of.
And to be fair though, they do have. They ask you when you come in, do you want to do the takeout, the quick traditional Chick-fil-A, or do you want the restaurant part?
And they actually have there was two different restaurant parts. So there was just the regular, you go in and you can order at the counter and then sit down with your regular Chick-fil-A menu items.
That's what I was saying.
Well, no, but I'm saying you could take out, or you could just sit down with your regular items.
Yeah, but they had the regular
they have
or the specialty. So they asked you when you went in, did you want the regular menu, or did you want to, experience the
luau,
section,
gimmick. One of the other things was at the Oakland Cemetery from, I believe I called the episode "We Saw Dead People." We got a self-guided tour map from there. That was, if you remember, that was where we found Margaret Mitchell's grave. We saw the bell tower, and we also eventually found Kenny Rogers's gravestone. Gorgeous.
And the golfer.
I don't remember if I talked about that or not.
Oh, I thought you didn't get pictures of that.
I did not.
I got pictures of that. You didn't post.
I don't think you did. But
I did, because
nope.
Well, I sent them to your dad, so.
The gift shop, I also got this book. I was looking, and again, just looking for things to do on the channel and things, especially because at the time it was September into October, so it's like, oh, spooky Halloween. But then I remembered, if you're in the right mindset, it's spooky season all year long. So, and there was two different things, and I thought this would be the more fun thing to sort of do and even just sort of look through and whatever. It is the Killer Cocktails, Dangerous Drinks Inspired by History's Most Nefarious Criminals. Look how thick this book is. And there's all sorts of cocktails in here. And they're broken up into sections and all sorts, and they give you a little bit of history on each person and where the drinks come from and all of that. So that, if it's not already, this is going to be a thing that we're going to do on this channel at some point or
Paul
another.
and Ryan will be drinking the alcohol.
Ryan doesn't drink, so
yeah, that's true.
We will be making it, and Paul will be drinking it.
Yes.
So, yes, that's one thing that I wanted to make sure we didn't forget.
We also picked up some. I like to pick up
brochures
because it helps when you're planning. When I was a child, I used to visit Connecticut, and one of my favorite things was to get the visitor's guide and go through and decide what historical museums I wanted to torture my siblings with, because we all got to pick what we wanted to do and they never wanted to do that. But so we have Old Town, which is what they call Conyers, where the
The originals was filmed.
Right.
It's the New Orleans town.
Right. So they call that Old Town Conyers, and so there's film tours from there. This is about this is a Civil War march to the sea,
which we did see part of that outside of the train station, formerly the train station, currently
and
the
this is
the
part
visitor
of
center.
the Atlanta campaign, which is also another Civil War thing, which is something that Tommy wanted to do years ago. He wanted to, kind of tour some of the places. So we may do that eventually with him in an auditory manner, so that he can do that.
Yeah.
But let's see what else is in here. So, this is the other craft item that I bought looking forward to Christmas. So I got the little gingerbread house, which will probably end up being a craft. This is another foam craft. And the cool thing is, we got it at the craft store. They're very child friendly. They literally pop together. They've got little slots and things. So it's not anything that's going to be too difficult to make or do. And, we're all about the fun things. And I like holiday houses. So there is, that's something fun.
You want to show off your shirt?
Sure. So while we were at one of the Gone with the Wind museums, I wanted to get myself a shirt. So I bought a shirt that says, "You should be kissed often and by someone who knows how." And it's a silhouette of Rhett and Scarlett, which Paul has no idea what that means or what the reference is. But eventually I hope that he will, if I'm watching the Vampire Diaries, hopefully he will someday want to torture himself with Gone with the Wind. And then I got stickers. This one says, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn," and it's Rhett and Scarlett. This one says, "After all, tomorrow is another day." And this one has a lot of...
It's a magnet.
This is a magnet that has a lot of famous quotes on it.
I'll do inserts of these.
Yeah. So, this one is a lot of fun. And then this is, it looks like the original book cover, and this is an epic photo from there. It's Gone with the Mint. It's little candies. So
that was some of the
that was from
Gone with the Wind Hall.
This was from the Jonesboro Museum.
Yes, the Road to Terra Museum.
Actually,
which is the one that featured a lot. That's from I believe that's the Vlog with the Wind episode. I believe that's the Vlog with the Wind episode. That's where there was some video screens, and there was the miniatures and the Carol Burnett doll next to the green dress, which wasn't the screen used green dress, but
while we were in Covington, they have these Covington Walk of Stars map, and so there's a map that lists different filming locations from different television shows, and they actually list what the film portfolio is.
And by this we mean there are houses for external shots for where perhaps a certain scene was filmed or whatever the case may be.
Let's see. I see from the movie The Accountant, the Family That Prays with an E, Sweet Home Alabama. And it lists what years they were when they were filmed. They go back to let's see. Right off the bat, I saw 1975, 1954.
Which is that's the first on the back of the fans, a man called Peter. That's the oldest thing that is at least on record, because I believe this here is basically what's on the back of those maps or those fans, and it's the full list of things that were filmed, and it goes all the way from A Man Called Peter in 1954. Now this goes all the way up to Signing Day, 2023, and then it also has Weapons in 2025, as well as a few other things. So that's what these are. These are both the same thing, just in two different colors.
But yes, in the Covington Visitor Center, they have for a better word, a tablet that they're tear-off maps, so you can just tear it off and take it with you as you go. So I grabbed a couple so that we can frame it for you for your recording studio.
Thank you. So this is from this is a map from the battleship North Carolina. So what happened, and I think I took the audio out, but when we went in and then we were going up the thing and it was raining, we had a copy of this. It got soaked. So when we were in the very end, we were like, hey, can we take another one? And they were like, yeah, absolutely. So this gives you a lot of the stuff, like the information about the ship itself, and on the back is what is located where. Now, I'd like to point out again that throughout the entirety of that video, wherever I was, wherever Mom and Tommy were, all of that entire video, and there's some footage, literally just footage of me walking around and just almost doubles and triples of some pictures, different angles, things like that. So when I say there's stuff that was cut out, it wasn't like any aspects that you didn't see or whatever. But there was aspects we didn't see because we never went below the main deck. All the stuff that we did was strictly above, from the main deck and above, and there's still so much that could be below the main deck.
What he's saying is, go there, check it out.
If it was something you liked, and if it was something you liked and you would like for us to go back and do all of that, let us know in the comments, because that's, we loved North Carolina both times that we've been there. So that's something that easily we would happily go back and explore.
It's a part of American history, and the cool thing is, it's there for you to see. It's right there. It's available, and go and do the things. Not
anything fandom related, but just because I love a good pun and I love fun, as I refer to them at my previous job, statement socks. Mom got me Captain Obvious socks.
Because?
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Because? Isn't that a thing from How I Met Your Mother?
Your Mother is you salute every time somebody says like a rank of some sort. So in North Carolina, Wilmington, where One Tree Hill, as well as various other things, but One Tree Hill was filmed, Mom went into a gift shop called the Black Cat Shop. Now, the exterior was used at a certain point in the show, and it is it's not just a gift shop. I think they have other things there. It's not just a One Tree Hill related gift shop. They have various other things. But one of the things that she got was stickers, OTH, always and forever. Again, I'll put an insert of those. And then once again, going with the postcards, the Tree Hill Record Shop. That's what it was. It was the exterior, and it even has a thing that's on the back that says, "Your music sucks if you don't buy it from Tree Hill Record Shop."
And they actually have a whole selection of music that you can buy inside the Tree Hill Record Shop.
The outside of what it looked like in the show as the Tree Hill Record Shop. Once again, the "Your music sucks" on the back. This one is
Which is a Peyton line, right?
I believe so. Karen's Cafe, and then on the back it talks about a little bit about stopping by Karen's Cafe for a nice cup of joe and whatever the case may be. But yes, the exterior of Karen's Cafe. Second one from the Tree Hill Record Shop. A thing from the...
It was a coupon.
Oh, okay. A coupon, I guess, from the Black Cat Shop. We'll have to see if it expires.
It's a squirrel that says, "It's okay to be weird," which it doesn't matter why.
Squirrel with underwear.
Yes, a squirrel with underwear, because,
And then these two, which is the same thing, but it's the cast from, I believe that's from the season 5 or season 6 when they, spoiler alert, when they jumped forward in time. this was like one of the main cast shots that they did to sort of show, they changed their hair just slightly or whatever, and they were like, oh, they're more older, they're more mature, they're out of high school, they're adults now in the adult world. But it has a quote on the back, which I absolutely love, which is, some places stay with you forever, but Tree Hill, it becomes a part of you. And I can't disagree.
Nope.
And you could hear me talk all about One Tree Hill and my love for One Tree Hill in the 2 episodes. The main one where I talk about like my love and why I love that show so much, River Court Reminiscing, where it was just exploring the river court, where it had been the river court, which is right across the way within the same thing as the Carolina, the USS North Carolina, and then as you saw, we went to several of the houses and things like that. So,
and then the last little bag of vacation goodies is on the day we were leaving South Carolina. I went to the...
Oh, yes. Sorry. South Carolina was like a whole world in itself, because we didn't... I'm going to say this, and I don't mean it to sound the way... We went... That was supposed to be like the quote-unquote relaxing, and it was, but that was supposed to be like the relaxing portion of the vacation.
Part of our vacation.
Because, I mean, arguably... It was, let's go, let's get out of the area, life changes, for me in particular. That's the whole purpose of starting this YouTube channel and whatever, right? But it was life changes and let's do something different, right? That's why the episode is called what it's called, Something Different. And, let's not just end up being into a rut, a routine of some sort. So let's go do something different. It was something that we'd been talking about for a little while, something that we wanted to do. And we finally had the time, arguably an unlimited amount of time to be able to do it, right? Because we weren't beholden to coming back for anything, work schedule related. There were some certain parameters for just appointments and things that we had set up beforehand, but it was arguably the potential to be an open-ended trip. And so...
so we partied till the money ran out.
Yes. And so, one of the things was obviously going down to Georgia. It was Vampire Diaries. It was Let's See Vampire Diaries stuff. It was Let's See Gone with the Wind stuff. And it was Let's See our family friends that were there. And that was very relaxing as well.
Oh, yeah,
and I'm not to say that going to the other places weren't relaxing, but that was very much like, let's go, let's enjoy this. And especially on this new journey that I'm doing, it was let's get content out of it. And I ended up getting a whole lot more, as you know, because this is going out at Christmas and this trip was in September. So, thank you for the trip. Just overall, thank you folks for watching. Thank you for going. Thank God for, providing me with the time and the money able to be able to go. Really and truly, it was an experience I'll never forget, and I never will have to forget, because it's now, in these pictures and videos that I have for a lifetime. But it was sort of a let's go and do, and again, create content and whatever for the Gone with the Wind and the Vampire Diaries related stuff. We also knew that was pretty much going to be the case going into North Carolina with the One Tree Hill related stuff, and we kind of had the inkling that we wanted to do the battleship when we were there, because we didn't do it last time, and it ended up being a whole heck of a lot better than I think any of us expected it to be.
I didn't think we were going to actually get... I thought it was the museum, but I didn't know that we were going to actually be able to go onto the ship, which was really...
And get be able to go into the ship.
Yeah, like I thought maybe walk
the
on
deck,
the deck.
Whatever.
No, it was pretty amazing.
But so that was even infinitely better than we could have ever expected. But the South Carolina portion of the trip, and it's kind of why that only exists in like one video, a video and a half to 2 videos, whatever. Obviously like the sunrise was a good portion of the one video, which was capped off by meeting Ellsworth for the very first time in person after being friends for almost 5 years. Another great experience there, by the way. I don't want to say that wasn't something, memorable. But the South Carolina portion of the trip. It was a renewal
thing, being able to just be at the ocean and enjoy. And even going out on the dolphin watch, was just being out on the ocean and being with our friends and having a blast.
And that's what I was going to say, was visiting the friends there. We got to spend more time with them than we initially thought we were going to. So again, that was a very big blessing, a very big bonus there. So that's why out of all of this stuff, I mean, obviously we have some stuff that Ruth is about to show, but we didn't really do a whole lot of like souvenirs or anything like that, because that was more
the memories were the souvenirs in that situation. Like, not that we don't have a lot of great memories, like you said, we do have a lot of great memories, but this was more
this was the, as you said, this was the vacation
this was
part
the vacation
of the
part of it. So on the day that we were leaving, the hotel that we stayed at was great. If you book online, when we do the reviews and everything, one of the things with this hotel specifically, if I booked online, you got a bonus. I think it was like
booked online through their website.
Right, through their website, not through a third party, but directly with them. And they gave at that time, and I can't say what it is going forward because I don't know, but at the time it was $10 a day towards in their gift shop. So we were there for
gift shop things in Myrtle Beach, no matter where you go, expensive. So $10 a day.
$10 a day, but make sure to visit the gift shop before you check out, which is something that we learned afterwards because we were no longer in the system and that was gone. That was a me issue, not a hotel issue. The lady was very nice. She tried to check it out and get it for me. But anyway, but so one of the things, I love sailboats. I should have been born on the water. I absolutely love, if you saw some of the photos and videos from sunrises, I took 125 pictures and videos of one sunrise while we were in Myrtle Beach.
For the record, not only the sailboat that is the thumbnail, but just the reason that I got video and picture of the sailboat when we were out on the dolphin watch, not because I don't enjoy sailboats on the water and I would whatever, but that was just because I knew that she would want some.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I didn't know if you had noticed it or whatever, but I knew I knew it in the moment. I'm like, I can get some really clear, good pictures of this. Yeah. So that was why.
But so I bought myself a little sailboat that says Myrtle Beach on it here. And then, of course, I can't just buy for me. So I bought, they didn't have any Christmas ornaments. I bought Tommy a Myrtle Beach coffee mug.
What is it supposed to be?
It's a t-shirt. Oh, there it is. I knew I had it. I got a little pink Myrtle Beach t-shirt keychain for Paul, which he'll put a thing on there. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of neat because while we were there, the moon looked almost exactly like this. The symbol for Myrtle Beach apparently is the palm tree. And
I think it's South Carolina. I think that's like their logo.
Oh, I don't know, because it's, like I said, it's Myrtle Beach.
I know, but I think South Carolina's state flag has the tree with the
but so it's the tree with the crescent moon. So I saw that, and they didn't have any Christmas ornaments, so I bought him a t-shirt while we were there.
So a couple other things that we got from Tree Hill, Wilmington, North Carolina. I said about like Christmas ornaments, things like that. So we ended up actually getting a Tree Hill Ravens. Ravens is the basketball team in the show. Wilmington, North Carolina Christmas ornament at, I believe the place is called Crazy Mike's, and it's like the it's the official like gift shop for One Tree Hill related things. That's not to say they don't have One Tree Hill related things in other places.
Well, yeah, because the Black Cat has One Tree Hill things too. That's mine.
Okay.
That's yours.
I did also get, you saw we went and visited the exterior of Trick. As I said in the video, unfortunately, just because of timing, we weren't able to go and do the inside. We did end up talking with a couple that they went and did the inside, and they said that they were told that in the future they're trying to redo the inside of the warehouse to make it look more like it did in the show. So perhaps that's something that we will have to try the next time we go. But in the meantime, I got this Trick glass, and it actually is, I don't know what the word is. where it's actually on there. So what I mean
it's
by
embossed.
Embossed. What I mean by that is I have like glasses from other places where they've just put a sticker on or whatever the case may be. That is not the case here. And Mom also, so the last time we were there, I had been wanting it since the year, whenever it premiered, 2003, 2004, I'd been wanting a Keith Scott Garage hoodie. I did end up getting that in 2023 when we were there. So that's why I didn't really get like a shirt or anything, but Mom wanted to get a shirt this time.
I got a shirt from Karen's Cafe.
What does it say on it?
It says, Fine Books, Rare Eats. And it says Tree Hill. So that was my my One Tree Hill souvenir.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna cut it, and then there's that from when we were in Covington.
Oh yes.
Do the slightly.
One thing I forgot from when we were in Covington was because it was kind of buried amongst the stuff. So when we were doing the other Covington stuff, I forgot. One of the things that I had wanted so badly. So when we were there in 2023, after we got back, of course, you start seeing all sorts of stuff in your algorithm on social media about the places you just were. Not really helpful, but because I'm in a lot of fandom related things, so a lot of merch places and filming locations and all of this stuff. And one of the things that I saw very quickly that popped up was there is a clothing store. I believe it's the actual place. It was Shelby Jean, but they have a label called Bitten, and it's on Instagram and TikTok at Bitten the Label. I'll give them a shout out. Absolutely not sponsored. Just absolutely 100% love the videos that the girls put out.
The owner was so nice.
The owner was one of the nicest people. I went in, Mom and Tommy stayed outside, but I went in, I ended up having a conversation with her because one of the things that I had seen, and I get it, I really do, the Vampire Diaries tends to be a girly show. There's, it's a high school melodrama and all of those things. I talked about that before. But it has, Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley and characters that Mom hasn't met yet, so I'm not going to necessarily name names. But it has, the guys, shirts off and they're muscly and, all of this stuff. And they're vampires, right? And that's always been very romantic. Well, I guess not always, but mostly been very romanticized and, all of that stuff. And so a lot of the merchandise that I had seen for a long time, because I'm not saying the place opened, but the Bitten, the label, really started to gain traction December, I think it was November, December, somewhere in there of 2023. We went in August, so I had just missed it by a couple of months. So in the last couple of years, seeing all of the stuff on social media and being a fan and all of that, I saw that there was a lot of stuff where you could get it where it says Bitten by Stefan, Bitten by Damon, Bitten by, spoiler, Klaus, and all of these other like characters and things like that. And 99% of the time it was guys, bitten by one of the guys. And I had been waiting and waiting and waiting for some of the girls. And it happened, and then very quickly I almost never saw anything about it on social media. So when I went in, I was looking around, great stuff just all throughout the shop, but there was like 1 to 2 things in particular that I was looking for. So I eventually got to talking with the shop owner, and I asked her specifically, do you have this? And I said, because I've been following, and I told her, this whole thing, I've been following you, I just missed you the last time, whatever. And we just ended up having a great conversation. And she said that, the Bitten by the girls stuff doesn't sell as well. And I get that. But I was very happy and very grateful that she had my favorite Vampire Diaries character overall. And Mom thinks I'm crazy because we haven't gotten this far. So this is a spoiler alert. You kind of knew this because I've mentioned it before you agreed to watch it. So sorry.
That's okay.
But it's a shirt and it's Bitten by Caroline. Caroline is my favorite character from the show. And some people don't get it and some people do get it. But I think she has, I will argue, I think she has one of the best character arcs of the entire franchise, the entire series, from where she starts out to whether you want to say where the Vampire Diaries ends or where the franchise ends. She has, in my opinion, one of, if not the best character arcs. So there was a couple things. Bitten by Caroline. They do have some Bitten by Catherine stuff as well. That was if they didn't have this, that was the backup that I was looking for, because she's also one of my favorite characters. But she had this. She, we ended up talking and stuff, and she even, she said how sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to get some of that stuff. So if you're somebody who likes those characters, check out their shop. If you're in the town, definitely, ever check out the shop, but check out their online store, and, definitely support them. And then the ironic maybe, one of the things that I saw was about 2 to 3 days later, we had already left Georgia by that point, but I was looking, and on their social media, they had Bitten by Catherine and Bitten by Caroline stuff in like their Instagram stories. So I'm not going to even remotely think that like I encouraged that, but it was really cool to know that that was something that I had been looking for. And then they were kind of pushing that once again, because as she said, that didn't really sell a whole heck of a lot. So that was really, really fun to see. And that was definitely,
it was a highlight for you, was being able to get something like that, because again, you were looking for something similar to that when we were there.
Yeah. Because like I said, and I really do, I get it. It's like more often than not, it's like a girly show. So most, if not all of the stuff is centered around the brothers. That the
girls would like.
Well, I was gonna say, it's centered around the brothers, and or Elena specifically, and I'm not taking anything away from, those characters. It's my, I'm gonna go off on a whole thing. It's the same thing of like, I love Lost, but Jack isn't my favorite. I don't like Jack. He's the main character. I get it. He's, deserving of whatever. But I like to see the characters that I like featured in things. So this was and by the way, just so that if you're somebody who likes this sort of thing, I get it. Some people are like, well, I buy what I see. I like it, whatever. I like to get like official stuff, right? Because you and I were talking, I'm not necessarily going to go off on the whole thing, but like there's a social media YouTuber, TikToker person that she follows who has like, I guess accidentally started this whole movement and started merchandise and all of this stuff. And then there's a bunch of knockoff merchandise, and this person is like trying to shut down all of that stuff.
Well, mostly, just to be fair, it's the idea that other people are making money off from her hard work. And that's the same thing with this.
And that's what I was going to say was this Bitten, the label, is the only officially licensed merchandiser for clothing for the Vampire Diaries. They have the copyright to be able to get the character names on clothing. That's not to say that other places can't do it for whatever, but they are the only officially licensed. Again, it's not a sponsored thing, whatever, but they are the only ones officially licensed and have the copyright to be able to do that. So that, in my opinion, is definitely worth supporting. So
support small business, y'all.
Yes, support small businesses. So yeah, that's really
but the hotels that we stayed at, check it out, because they were great. Most of them were very family friendly too. The one in South Carolina, you want to go there with your kids. Yep. You definitely want to go. Did we?
I didn't get any pictures or anything
because
I thought it was weird.
Yeah, that's true. I do have I have a map.
I think no, actually, I'm sorry. I think there's one. You may see it kind of like to the side when I'm going down to get the sunrise, because I walked through the thing and I recorded it. I think off to the side you might see there was a children's pool area all on its own, and I didn't want to get pictures or video of it because during the day there was always people there, good on them, but at night it seemed weird and creepy to do it at night as well, so I didn't get any pictures or video. But there is a whole like children's pool area.
I do have a map, but it was neat because so that place there were 2 children's areas. There's an outdoor and an indoor pool for the kids. There was a two lazy river, float on the little inner tubes. There was one outside and one inside, and then there were two adult swimming pools and hot tub areas, one inside and one outside. So, and there was and you were very close to the beach. It was,
oh yeah, we saw that where I was. Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a great, it wasn't stupid expensive. It had the hotel room. I'm not going to do this all, but the hotel room had,
it was a little apartment.
It was, it was an apartment. And I mean, from what I understand, a lot of Myrtle Beach things are like that, but the pricing was good. I looked at a lot of places, but if you book, and I do this anyway, book directly with the hotel for the most part, because if you have a problem, if you book through third party, the hotel can't help you. So always book directly through the hotels. It's generally a more enjoyable experience when you do that.
Yep.
And like I said, with this one, you got a discount.
Yep.
In the gift shop. So pretty much everything that I bought would have been covered by that $30. So
with all of our haul stuff, was there anything that you liked? Was there anything that you went and said, well, why did you get that? Why did you spend your money on that? Why did you spend your time on that? Overall thoughts on the entire trip, anywhere that you have visited or that you want to visit or that you want to see us visit again. Maybe we missed something. There was a lot of stuff in and around Atlanta that we didn't get to go to, and so it's one of the various reasons that we want to go back, in addition to just loving the area and whatever. So if there's something in any of the areas that we went to, if there was, so even when we were coming back, we drove through Virginia and Maryland. Didn't really we stopped for dinner or whatever. Should we have stopped somewhere there? Let us know travel recommendations, things like that. But really, ultimately, overall, I would like to say thank you all for watching this entire,
coming on this journey with
us.
This because that's what a lot of it was not just us going on the journey, but being able to take you with us and show you the places that we got to see and the things that we got to experience, because that added to the fun that we got to have while we were doing it, was knowing that when it was all done, we were going to be able to share it with you guys.
And it ended up, okay, I'm going to say this and it's going to sound like whatever. It ended up being in more ways than one. It ended up, the whole trip, but I'm going to say from like a video perspective, it ended up being more bountiful than intended, because like there were so many things where I was like, wow, I could split this into like multiple videos and whatever. And because we were able to experience so much, and because we wanted to show you, the audience, the potential audience, all of the things that we enjoyed, because like she said, it at a certain point it became, because don't get me wrong, not only people like just walking around on the street, like some places they're like touristy places, so they're like, all right, that's just a guy filming a video or whatever. But like even where we were with family friends or whatever, there were people looking, going like, so one of the times we were eating and I recorded something, and somebody looked at somebody that we know personally looked at Ruth and said, does he just do that all the time? Because like that's what I was trying to do, was make sure to bring you along so that you experienced whatever I was experiencing. And Ruth was kind enough to not only be sort of the second camera person, but also get me filming and taking pictures of things that I wouldn't necessarily have been able to do. And she was very gracious to let me put that stuff in. Pretty much every video has something that either she recorded for me when I said, hey, can you record this video? Or it was just, hey, do you have anything that you want to include, pictures and video from this journey or that journey, or whatever the case may be. So
because we were on the journey, and a lot of times, so I'm a very big a believer in, be in your photos. Don't just take pictures of everybody else.
Yeah.
Be in the pictures. So he was recording a lot, and he did do a lot of selfie, but I wanted to get pictures of you enjoying, like you were.
And to be fair, we
out there doing the things
on this journey. We did that a lot for other people, and we do that just in general. I'm not being like braggadocious or whatever, but like we do that for people in general. We like when we were at the specialty Chick-fil-A, we ended up. I think I mentioned this in the video. We ended up talking with a family next to us, and on our way out, I kind of looked and I was like, do you want me to, because they had said they had never been there as well, and I was like, do you want me to get a picture of you guys, like, here, whatever? And like, again, I'm not trying to whatever, but like, we didn't have to do that, but we know how it is when, because if you notice, there's not a whole lot of pictures of us together.
Yeah. Now we did that when we were in Conyers. There was that couple that was on their honeymoon, and we did pictures there. We also did it in Tree Hill.
Yeah. We did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did it.
We did some really cool pictures of a couple that was in Tree Hill, and they're supposed to be following, right? So if it was you,
if that was you, comment down below.
Yeah, because we had a great time talking to you all.
As we're recording this video today, I finished editing that video where we were at the bridge. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, and if you're that couple, I didn't get anything of you because I try not to put people in unless they like
ask for it.
Kinda, yeah. Like the go rewatch Myrtle Beach Mischief if you want to know what that's about. But and because not a lot of people like that sort of thing or whatever, and I try to be a little bit conscious of that. While I was literally thinking about you, if you're that couple, I was thinking about you today, and I was like, oh, I hope they got to see some of the stuff that they wanted to, and whatever, because again, I know how fun that is, and I know how fun it is for me to watch other people's videos, and especially sometimes places that I want to go, and sometimes places that I've already been, because I go, I didn't get to go there. What did they do? Where did they get that information that I didn't have that information? Then I go looking for it, and then I go, okay, now I have something on my list for the next time. Or I go, well, they didn't go to this place. I wonder if they know about it. Oh, they didn't go to this. Oh, they got a different view. Oh, they saw something. And that's one of the other reasons we talked about this. And this will be like the last thing that I say. But in terms of what you're looking for or what you're looking at, you have a different perspective sometimes than I do. And I don't just mean in terms of you being like, oh, well, Paul is filming the thing, so let me get a picture of him getting the picture of this or whatever. Like, you just have a different, like some of we'll use the bridge, the Tree Hill bridge. There was different graffiti, perhaps, that you wanted to focus on that drew your attention versus things that drew my attention. When we were at the River Court, you were getting pictures of the, Battleship North Carolina sign with Tommy, and you were getting the river boat and, all of that stuff. Whereas I was focused on, oh, this is a One Tree Hill space, and let me get that and whatever. And so when it came time for sort of the comparison and then putting these videos together, again, it was a very big blessing to have that second person and to have the differing perspectives. So if you're a traveler, again, if you're someone who likes to recommend things or whatever, let us know in the comments below where we should go. If we missed some stuff from some of these filming locations that maybe, you want to see us get the next time or whatever, or if there's, other filming locations in other places that we should go to or whatever the case may be. But let us know how you do that. Do you take a second person with you, second, third, fourth person with you? Do you like to be in your pictures or video? Do you not like to be in your pictures or video? Do you have someone who makes it a point to say, no, I want to get you in the pictures and video or whatever the case may be? That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say that getting all of this stuff was such a blessing. Getting the opportunity to go on this trip was such a blessing. And I'm not at all saying any of this to be like, okay, now this trip is officially behind me, because I'm not saying it like that. But this has been well over 10, 12, 13 episodes of this trip, related stuff, as well as some other things in terms of Halloween and Christmas and whatever other like occasional crafts or whatever else that we put out on this channel over the course of the 4 months that I've been doing this channel, as this video is going out, over the course of these 4 months. And it has been such an amazing thing to experience. And in a way, I'm glad that we're finally doing this video, because again, I'm not saying like, oh, I could put this past me, it's behind me, it's whatever. I'm not saying it like that, but it also gives me the opportunity for whatever comes next. I keep joking that it's going to be like a season 2. So whatever season 2 of the YouTube channel is going to be, there is some stuff already recorded technically, but I kind of can't wait to see what season 2
As much as
brings.
you can't wait to see what's going to come next, he can't wait to see what's going to come next either.
Yeah.
Because it's been, there's a lot of discussion at this point as to what it's going to be going forward. Yeah. But there's a lot of fun things coming up for him and for you all.
Yes. So, did you have anything else that you wanted to say about this trip, about this haul, about any of the final anything?
Like I said, visit the places we visited. Like, it's great to watch the videos and to enjoy it vicariously or whatever. But there's some really amazing places that aren't too far from wherever you are. Visit the local places and tell us about them.
Actually, we were just, the one final thing that I'll add, we were told by the people at the North Carolina battleship place that if we liked that idea, I mean, in reality, we're 3 hours, give or take, away from Philadelphia. We're about 3 hours away from New York City. And Boston's like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours north of us, whatever. There's like battleships and all sorts of museums and everything all around that we could go to and whatever. So there's always something. And even if you're not like a Vampire Diaries fan or like a One Tree Hill fan or whatever, hopefully you enjoyed some of the stuff that we did and saw. And even if it was just, video footage that Ruth got while we were no, I'm not saying it, but I'm saying it was all you, just while we were driving around and just seeing the country.
A weird interaction between us, because
yeah, some people like that. I don't.
Yeah.
But yes, so go to the places, do the things,
and be in the pictures.
Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, all of that sort of stuff. I can never say thank you enough. Because in reality, I said about like season 2, even if I never do another video again, this journey itself will have been worth it. But like I said, I can't wait to see what comes next. And I can't wait for you all to come on whatever that journey is with me. So until next time, I'm just going to once again say thank you. Please stay tuned. And whatever happens, hopefully you'll enjoy it as much as we enjoyed making it. Take care.